The Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amaewhule, has directed Governor Siminalayi Fubara to stop spending funds from the state consolidated revenue funds. This comes after the expiration of a 7-day ultimatum for Fubara to submit the 2024 budget for approval.
The lawmakers claim that Fubara has violated the constitution by spending without an appropriation law. The Assembly has resolved to notify the federal government, banks and donor agencies of the development and to advise them not to have any transaction with the Rivers State government until the issue is resolved.
Joining us this morning is PDP chieftain Collin Ordu. Good morning, Mr. Ordu. Honorable, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, my people, and good morning, Nigerians.
All right. It would seem that Rivers State governor did keep true to his word or his threat of not representing the budget. And I don't know if some would say that the worst has happened, but what are your thoughts on what's currently happening, where Rivers State currently is? It just feels like another day, another drama.
Yeah, you're right on your last statement. Every day, one drama. But on this, I think that my thoughts are that the law should take its course. Disregard the noise you're hearing. For now, the law is actually taking its course. Right Honorable Martin Amaewhule is the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly and had issued first on resumption. You recall that when Justice Wali issued an order preventing them from holding their sittings, they stopped sitting and they waited until that order was vacated by the appeal court, handing over the reins of the assembly back to them. So today, I will ask Nigerians to disregard the noise being made by Oko Jumbo. He does not have the backing, the backing of the law to do whatever he's doing. So therefore, we will not bother ourselves over a man who sits in the comfort of his home to make noise, which has no effect.
Well, how do you think this plays out? If the governor doesn't represent the budget and, of course, there's a difficulty with spending and carrying out government projects, because of the crisis between the government and the governor rather and the House of Assembly, where do you think this leads Rivers State?
It's unfortunate that the governor has decided to flout all known laws, including the deceit on the president. The governor, when an impeachment notice was served on him early this year, he ran to the president to intervene. And when the president intervened and made the assembly to withdraw the impeachment notice, he abandoned the agreement which he signed onto and decided to be disobeying all laws. Like you said, the House of Assembly members, on resumption after the appeal court judgment, informed him through a letter, not just sitting, informed him through a letter, asking him to submit the budget within 7 days. If he has the Rivers people at heart, he would have kept aside all issues and put Rivers State forward, because these people were acting based on an appeal court judgment. He would have, within that 7 days, even if it's a paper, present to them and maybe forward the rest others. But he refused, and his refusal has brought us to where we are now. So as a Rivers man, it is unfortunate that we took the wrong decision by putting someone who violates the law flagrantly. The law, the court orders, the court judgment, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which he uphold to defend.
Well, what role would you say that, many we've seen at different points in Rivers State? There have been calls for the president to intervene. There have been calls for the former governor of Rivers State to sort of wash his hands off the drama that's going on. What role would you say both parties can play at this point? Is there any role that they can play to bring some form of calm to Rivers State?
Everybody still has role to play, but it depends on if the person you are talking to wants to listen. The governor does not want to listen to anybody. If the governor will go to the president and sign an 8-point agenda wherein issues were lined out, conduct local government election, don't interfere in the assembly actions, don't decide where they will sit, represent the budget, all of these issues have been flagrantly disobeyed. So people can talk, but like they said, you can take the horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink. He's the governor who has decided to create nuisance in Rivers State, to say the least.
Okay, I mean, it's a lot of crisis, and I don't know, where all of this leads, but you did, make mention of the factional speaker, as it was called, as he's referred to, Okojombo, I believe that's his name. How do you think that we can maybe mend fences at some point, for the good of the people of Rivers State?
Seriously, I don't want to get angry. I take exception to you referring to him as factional speaker. Isioko Jumbo was introduced into this whole affair by the Justice Wali's order. But that same order has been quashed in court. And before now, I have a copy of the 8-point agenda, and I have a copy of Justice Omotosho's judgment. It expressly asked the governor to recognize the Martin Amaewhule-led assembly as the only assembly. As I speak with you now, Justice Bassam, wherein some civil society organization wanted to remove Martin Amaewhule for the purported defection, the court ordered and asked them to provide evidence. It's not about what you hear from me. It's about a process. They said that defection is a process. And if by now Martin Amaewhule actually defected, PDP would have been the first to know, because Martin Amaewhule would have written a letter of resignation to his ward chairman, and his ward chairman will forward that. And by now, the National Working Committee of PDP would have instituted a removal process for them. But those are not available. People keep making noise. Justice Bassam said, give me an evidence to show that these people actually defected. They didn't. There is no letter of resignation. They are not registered in APC register. How do you prove? And that court upheld their stay in the house, and still somebody is still parading himself, even after the appeal court has quashed the order that brought him in. So I don't like anybody to refer to Okojombo as a factional speaker. That's why I say you should disregard anything he is saying, because people ought to know the rights and wrongs of life. If for any reason you have gone to the lower court, they gave you right, the appeal court has quashed it. So you go home and relax, not to make noise.
Do you expect?
My worry here is that.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you.
My worry here is that
what time.
In Nigeria.
Hold on, Mr. Ordu.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, do you expect, that Governor Fubara would represent the budget? Do you expect that the current National Assembly or State Assembly, I beg your pardon, led by Martin Amaewhule, will cooperate with Governor Sim Fubara? Is there any worries across the state that there might be impeachment attempts again against the governor?
Like I said earlier on, the law will take its course. Governor Fubara, as the assembly resumed sitting, what they did was to write to him. They didn't say they are not in speaking terms with him. They are carrying out their legitimate functions. They wrote to him in line with section 122 that the budget or the consolidated revenue available for him to spend is for 6 months. And that 6 months is between January and June, which is a financial year, January to December, which is a financial year, but 6 months is January to June. And anything outside June, that anything he's spending is in violation of the law. Justice Omotosho's judgment has it. Justice Omotosho invalidated what Edison, Ehe, and Co. did, saying that he should represent the budget. It's a judgment. It's a law. So we expect him to do that which the law expects him to do, because that is what he swore on oath.
Honorable Ordu, we're going to wait and see in the next few days how things will turn out in Rivers State. I'm not as hopeful as I should be, but I guess we'll just have to wait. Thank you so much for your time with us. To have a wonderful day.